I never thought family could fracture like this. But when my sister Elena showed up uninvited to Lily's 17th birthday party, drunk on cheap tequila and old grudges, she didn't just ruin the night, she ignited a war that would burn us all down. In one shattered moment, as the cake candles flickered out and the cops dragged my daughter away in cuffs for assault, I realized the betrayal wasn't just her crashing the party, it was the secret she'd buried for 20 years. The one I'd carried like a noose around my neck. And right there, with sirens wailing and my world splintering, I whispered to myself, "This ends with you paying, Elena, every lie, every stolen piece of me, coming back twice as sharp." The party was supposed to be simple, the kind of milestone that stitches a family together in this fractured suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, where the Rust Belt grit clings to everything like lake-effect snow. Lily, my Lily, with her wild curls and that laugh like summer fireflies, had turned 17 that crisp October evening in 2025. And I'd scraped every overtime shift at the hospital to make it special. Balloons in electric blue bobbed against the vaulted ceiling of our split-level ranch. The one I'd bought after the divorce with blood money from nursing shifts that left my feet screaming. Tables groaned under Pinterest perfect spreads, deviled eggs flecked with paprika, sliders from the butcher on Euclid Avenue, and a 3-tiered cake from the Polish bakery downtown. Vanilla sponge soaked in rum syrup, because that's how her dad used to make it before he bailed for some tech job in Silicon Valley. I'd invited 20 kids from her high school, the theater geeks and soccer jocks who orbited her like planets, plus a handful of neighbors who'd become my makeshift tribe after the years of Elena's slow poison. No family beyond that. Not after what she'd done to Mom before she died, whispering those lies that turned hospice into a battlefield. But Lily, sweet, stubborn Lily, had begged, "Mom, Aunt Elena's been texting me. She says she misses us. Can't she come?" I'd caved. Because what mother doesn't want her kid to believe in redemption arcs? Famous last words. The doorbell rang at 8 sharp, right as the playlist hit Taylor Swift's Anti-Hero, and the room pulsed with that teenage alchemy of awkward dances and stolen sips from spiked punch. I smoothed my thrifted wrap dress, emerald green, a color that made me feel less like a ghost, and opened the door to Elena's smirk. Her bleached bob askew, eyes glassy under the porch light. She clutched a bottle of Veuve Clicquot like a talisman, her leopard print coat slung over one shoulder, reeking of cigarette smoke and the kind of desperation that screams, "I'm still relevant." "Lillian, darling," she drawled. That fake southern lilt she'd picked up from some failed acting gig in Atlanta. "You didn't think I'd miss my niece's big day, did you?" Before I could block the threshold, she was inside, heels clicking like gunfire on the laminate floor. Lily squealed from the kitchen, rushing over with arms wide. Because Elena had always been the fun aunt, the one who smuggled makeup into sleepovers and spun tales of Hollywood starlets when I was too broke to afford Disney trips. For the first hour, it almost worked. Elena charmed a room, popping the cork with a flourish that sprayed foam across the coffee table, toasting Lily's blossoming womanhood in a voice that dripped honey over razor blades. The kids ate it up, hell. Even I softened when she pulled me aside, murmuring about Mom's old locket, the one she'd found after the funeral and promised to return. "I've been lost, Lil," she said, squeezing my hand with those manicured claws. "But family pulls you back." Lies. All of it. But in the glow of fairy lights strung across the mantel, I let myself believe. Then the tequila hit. She'd stashed a flask in her purse, the silver one Dad gave her for her 21st, and by 9:30, her laughs turned sharp, her stories veering into the venomous. "Remember when you were little, Lilybug? Your mom here, playing the saint. But oh, The skeletons. She trailed off with a wink. But the damage was sown. Whispers rippled through the crowd like smoke. I shot her a warning glare from the snack station. But she just raised her glass. Eyes locking on mine, challenge accepted. It escalated in the living room, where Lily had set up a photo booth with thrift store props, a feather boa, oversized sunglasses, a sign reading Level 17 unlocked. Elena, swaying like a palm in a hurricane, snatched Lily's phone from the tripod where it propped up the selfie timer. Let's get a real shot, girls. None of this filtered crap, Lily protested, laughing nervously. Auntie, that's my new case. Careful, but Elena was already scrolling, thumb flicking through galleries with the entitlement of someone who'd never earned a damn thing. What the hell is this? Elena's voice sliced the air, suddenly sober as a judge. She held the phone aloft, screen blazing with a photo, Lily and her boyfriend, arms tangled in the back of his pickup at the county fair. The kind of innocent teen heat that makes parents stock up on Plan B talks. But Elena twisted it, her face contorting into theatrical horror. Porn? In my sister's house? With this little slut? The room froze. Lily's face drained of color, her fists clenching at her sides. Give it back. That's private. The kids shifted. Phones out now, capturing the meltdown like it was reality TV. I lunged forward, heart hammering against my ribs. Elena, enough. But she was a storm unleashed, hurling the phone to the floor. It skidded across the hardwood, case cracking against the leg of the couch, screen spiderwebbing in a fatal bloom. Lily dropped to retrieve it, tears streaking her mascara. And that's when Elena lost it completely. You think you can hide this filth? I'll save this family from you. She grabbed Lily's arm, not gently, her nails digging crescents into soft skin, and yanked her upright. Lily shoved back, a reflexive jerk born of shock, her palm connecting with Elena's shoulder just enough to send her stumbling into the side table. Vases tipped, water pooling with wilted roses, the cake knife clattered free, glinting under the lamp. Elena crumpled, clutching her arm like it was shattered bone, her wail piercing the stunned silence. She's attacking me. Help! Police! Chaos erupted, kids scattering like roaches, parents I'd nodded to at PTA meetings dialing 911 on speakerphone. Their voices a cacophony of domestic dispute and elderly woman assaulted. Lily stood there, phone shards at her feet, whispering "Mom," like a prayer. I knelt beside her, shielding her from the frenzy. But Elena was already on her own cell, breath hitching in Oscar-worthy sobs. Yes, officer, my niece. She's violent. Drugs in the house. I saw photos. Please. Hurry. Lies layered on lies. Each one a brick in the wall she'd built between us since we were kids fighting over Dad's approval. The cops arrived in under 10 minutes, 2 burly guys from the Shaker Heights PD, badges gleaming under my porch light, tasers holstered like threats. Elena played the victim to perfection, dabbing at phantom tears while pointing at Lily. She threw me down. Officer. Look at the bruises. The older cop, a guy with a mustache like a broom bristle, cuffed Lily right there in the doorway, her wrists slim and pale against the steel. Mom. I didn't, she started. But they Mirandized her mid-sentence, bundling her into the cruiser as flashbulbs popped from neighbors' windows. I followed in my old Honda, knuckles white on the wheel, the rain starting to lash the windshield like accusations. At the station, Elena waited in the lobby, sipping vending machine coffee, her coat draped like a cape. For the best, Lil, she murmured as I stormed past. Some truths can't stay buried. That night, as Lily sat in juvenile holding, charged with assault and possession, based on Elena's evidence of those photos, they fingerprinted her like she was a felon. Not my straight-A girl who'd volunteered at the animal shelter since she was 12. I paced the bullpen, signing forms that blurred through tears, the betrayal coiling in my gut like barbed wire. Elena hadn't just crashed the party, she'd exhumed the grave we'd both dug 20 years ago. The one where I'd buried her sins to save our family. It started in '05, back when we were both in our 20s. Scraping by in this same Cleveland suburb while Mom withered from the cancer that ate her from the inside out. Elena was the golden child, charismatic, reckless, always chasing the next high, whether it was boys or blow. I'd been the steady one, nursing school by day, graveyard shifts at the diner by night, wiring money home when Dad's VA checks fell short. The night it happened, Elena had thrown a rager at our parents' place while they were at chemo. I came home early from a double shift, bone-tired, to find the basement a haze of weed smoke and spilled beer. Kids from the community college sprawled like casualties. And in the corner, Elena, straddling some frat boy from Kent State. Her skirt hiked, but that wasn't the crime. No. The real felony was the baggie she'd borrowed from his backpack, coke. Pure and pilfered. Enough to land her in county if the cops sniffed it out. But they did sniff. Neighbors complained about the noise. And when the badges rolled up, Elena bolted, leaving me to face the music. I could have ratted her out, should have. God knows, but she was my sister. The one who'd braided my hair during Dad's blackouts. Who'd promised we'd escape this rusting town together. So I lied. Said it was mine. A one-time mistake after a bad breakup. They bought it because I was the good girl. The one with the nursing pin on her scrubs. Probation. Community service. A stain on my record that killed my first job apps. Elena? She slunk back days later. All apologies and I owe you forever. Then ghosted for Cali. Chasing auditions that never panned out. I carried that secret like a tumor, letting it metastasize through our lives. When Mom asked why I looked so hollow during her last days, I smiled through the shame. When I met Jack, Lily's dad, and he proposed, I confessed the record. And he still said yes. But the doubt lingered like aftertaste. Elena popped in sporadically, playing the prodigal with gifts and guilt trips. Always one step ahead. Flipping from ally to adversary with the ease of a coin toss. Now, 20 years on, she'd weaponized it. In the interrogation room, separated by one-way glass, I watched Lily hunch in her chair, the cop badgering her about intent and prior history. Elena had fed them the narrative, unstable home, and trying to intervene, niece lashing out. And the photos? Twisted into evidence of delinquency. Enough to paint Lily as the villain in her own birthday story. Bail hearing at dawn. I mortgaged the house equity for the $5,000. Walking her out into the gray light of a Cleveland morning, her eyes hollowed like mine after Mom's funeral. Why would she do that? Mom, Lily whispered, clutching the ziplock of her belongings, the cracked phone a casualty in evidence lockup. I pulled her close, the scent of station coffee clinging to her hoodie. Because some people break what they can't control. But we're not broken. Baby. Not yet. That was the hook she sank deepest, the decision that polarized everything. I could have let the charges stick. Let Lily fight it in court and watch her future, college apps to NYU theater program, dreams of Broadway lights, evaporate under the weight of Elena's fiction.
But no.
I chose war. Quiet at first, the kind that simmers under polite texts and forced Thanksgivings, but building to a crescendo that would leave us all scarred. First move, the records. I called in favors from the old diner crew, one who'd married a PI with access to Ohio's leaky databases.
By noon that day,
we had Elena's trail, bounce checks from her consulting gig in LA. A DUI expunged with Daddy's lawyer money, the one she denied me after my own bust. And whispers of an affair with her married boss that ended in a wrongful termination suit she settled out of court. Nothing criminal, but enough cracks to widen. I started small. Anonymous tips to her LinkedIn network. Heard Elena's got a creative resume. Check the gaps. Watched her posts shift from influencer poses to vague new chapters rants. Lily, my fierce girl, caught on quick. Mom, this is revenge. Isn't it? Like in those movies. I nodded, hating the thrill in my veins. The kind where the underdog wins. But it's messy.
Lil.
Always is. Messy turned midnight when Elena countered. A week post-party. She showed up at the hospital during my ER shift. Eyes puffy, claiming a panic attack from the trauma. My supervisor pulled me aside. Family drama bleeding into work. Lillian? HR's watching. She'd filed a report. Vague enough to sting without teeth. But it cost me a shift lead promo I'd earned on sleepless nights. That's when the flips began. Elena's specialty. Monday. She texted apologies. Sis. I was wasted. Let me make it right. Dinner on me? We met at the West Side Market. Amid the spice vendors and pierogi stalls. Her buying pierzynki and babka like olive branches. Over coffee in a corner booth. She spilled. I saw those photos.
Lil.
Reminded me of my screw-ups. I panicked. Projected. Forgive. Her hand on mine. Tears real this time. Or so it seemed. Lily. Dragged along for healing, softened first. Hugging her tight. Family sticks. Right? I played along. But the hook was set. 2 days later. Lily's school counselor called. Anonymous email claiming parental neglect, citing the arrest as proof. Elena's IP. My PI confirmed. Routed through a VPN. Flip. She called that night. Voice syrup. Not me. Swear on Mom's grave. Someone's gunning for us both. Doubt crept in. That old sibling bond fraying and reforming like a badminton. The tension coiled tighter through November. Leaves rotting on the lawn as Elena's schemes layered like onion skin. She'd charm Lily with TikTok duets. Then ghost for days. Only to resurface with gifts. A designer bag for Lily that turned out stolen. Tags still swinging. Forcing me to return it and eat the awkward store call. Controversial call number 1. I let Lily keep a necklace. Silver locket with Mom's photo inside. Elena's peace offering. It's harmless, I told myself. Ignoring the engraving. To my favorite niece, secrets safe. But secrets weren't safe. Mine unraveled first. At a staff meeting, my boss dropped the bomb. Background check flagged my 05 probation. We hire nurses. Lillian. Not risks. 20 years buried. Exhumed by Elena's whisper to HR. Just looking out for the team. Fired on the spot. Severance a joke. Benefits cut like a gut punch. Lily found me sobbing in the kitchen, piecing it together. She told them, about your record? Rage in her eyes. Mirror of mine. That was for me.
Mom.
You took the fall so she could. We didn't finish the sentence. Instead, we planned. No guns. No Hollywood explosions, just American grit. The slow grind of bureaucracy and social media shaming. I lawyered up with a pro bono from legal aid, countersuing Elena for defamation on Lily's behalf. Discovery unearthed gold, her emails to the cops. Fabricating witness statements from party friends she'd paid off with Venmo'd 20s. Public? We leaked redacted docs to the Cleveland Scene, that alt weekly that loves family feuds. Headline: Aunt's birthday bust, hoax or hysteria? The backlash hit Elena like a Lake Erie gale. Her Instagram imploded, followers dropping, brands ghosting her lifestyle posts. She flipped again, showing up at our door Thanksgiving Eve, rain-soaked and wild-eyed. You ruined me.
Lil.
For what? A lie you told to protect me? We argued in the foyer, Lily eavesdropping from the stairs. As Elena spat the truth we'd both danced around, I know you hate me for it. But Mom knew.
2.
She chose me in the will, the house, the savings. Because I was the one who stayed those last nights. Not you with your shifts.
Lies.
Or half-truth. Mom's will had favored Elena. Yes, $20K to her adventurous spirit, crumbs to me for practical needs. But I'd been there, holding her hand through the morphine haze, while Elena jetted in for the finale photo op. The controversy burned. Was I the martyr or the jealous hack?
Lily Chausside.
Slamming the door on Elena. Get out. You're poison. But as she drove off, taillights fading into the sleet, I wondered if we'd pushed too far. Climax brewed through December. The city blanketed in that dirty snow that muffles screams. Elena's countermove was surgical. She went public. A tearful TikTok going viral. Betrayed by blood. My sister's smear campaign. Views hit 1 million overnight. Comments a war zone. Team Elena for the cancelled aunt fighting back. Justice for Lily for the teen railroaded by family lies. Polarizing perfection, no heroes. Just flawed women clawing at throats. My decision? The one that split the internet and my soul. Christmas Eve. I drove to Elena's rental, a sad bungalow in Lakewood. Christmas lights half-strung like nooses. No fists. No dramatics, just a folder of printouts. Her full rap sheet. The one I'd paid through the nose to unseal. The affair? It wasn't just her boss, it was with a married DA. The same one who'd cut my probation suite in '05 as a favor to Dad. The coke bust? She'd planted it, framing me to dodge her own dealer beef. And the will? Forged addendum. Mom's signature shaky from pain meds. Witnessed by Elena's then-boyfriend. I laid it out on her kitchen table. The air thick with pine from her fake tree. This ends now. Drop the suit. The stories. Or it all goes to the plain dealer. She laughed. Bitter as black coffee. Then crumbled. Confessing in whispers. I was scared.
Lil.
Always have been. You were the strong one. I needed to be that. 2. Flip final, vulnerable. Almost redeemable. We hugged.
Tentative.
The kind that tastes like ash. Agreeing to joint counseling. To bury it for Lily's sake. But the twist? As I left. Phone buzzing with Lily's text. Love you.
Mom.
Merry Christmas. I glimpsed Elena's laptop open. Email draft to the DA. Tell her the truth about the will. Or I spill your favors. Blackmail. Her ace in the hole. She'd flipped again. Not to save us, but to chain me forever. I didn't tell Lily. Instead, I drove home through the storm, the folder burning a hole in my glove box. A happy ending? In a way, Charges dropped by New Year's. Lily's record expunged. College acceptance letter arriving pink envelope in February. Elena vanished to Florida. Starting fresh. Her posts all sunsets and self-help quotes. But the scar? It festers. Every time Lily hugs me, I see Elena's nails on her arm. Every overtime check, I taste the probation's echo. Was I right to expose her? To risk the family pyre for my daughter's flame? Or did I birth the monster I hated? Debate that over your eggnog. America.
Me?
I'll sleep with one eye open, waiting for the next crash. The fallout from that Christmas Eve showdown lingered like the metallic tang of blood in my mouth after biting my tongue too hard. January 2026 rolled in with sub-zero winds howling off Lake Erie, frosting the windows of our ranch house into opaque shields against the neighborhood stairs. Lily threw herself into audition prep for the spring musical, Grease. Sandy her dream role, channeling the rage into Sandy Olsen's defiant belt. You're the one that I want. I'd watch her from the doorway, leotard-clad and fierce, and think, that's my girl. Unbreakable. Unlike me. But unbreakable? Bullshit. We were all cracked porcelain, one drop from shattering. Work was a minefield. After the firing, I tempied at a clinic in Parma, the kind of strip mall purgatory where patients chain smoke in the parking lot and nurses rotate like gears in a busted clock. No benefits, no respect, just enough to cover Lily's headshots and my alimony scraps from Jack, who texted platitudes from his Palo Alto condo. Heard about the drama. Need cash. I deleted them. Everyone a reminder of the man who'd left because the past haunts you.
Lil. Yeah.
It does. Like a shadow you can't outrun. Elena? Radio silence at first. A mercy I clung to like a life raft.
Then.
Mid-January. The card arrived, no return address. Postmarked Orlando, a Hallmark number with pop-up hearts. Inside scrawled in her looping script, to my warriors, new year, new us.
Love. E.
Enclosed, a check for $2,000 for Lily's fund. No strings. I stared at it under the kitchen fluorescents, the amount mocking my temp paycheck. Cash the devil's bribe, or burn it for catharsis. Controversial choice, too. I deposited it. Lily needed braces touch-ups. And pride doesn't pay orthodontists. It's blood money, I muttered to the teller. But the slip printed clean. That night, guilt gnawed as I microwaved lean cuisines, turkey tetrazzini for me, veggie lasagna for her vegan phase. Lily slid into the booth, fork twirling noodles.
Mom.
You okay? You've got that look, like when Dad announced the move. I forced a smile, the one I'd perfected in mirrors for parent-teacher nights. Just adulting.
Kiddo.
Audition tomorrow, knock, am dead. She grinned, but her eyes searched mine, that teenage radar pinging unspoken storms. The flip came swift as a lake squall. By February, Elena's Florida glow-up was trending local, a Substack newsletter. Sisters in Sin, reclaiming my story, serializing her side in 800-word bites. First installment dropped on Valentine's, the night I saved my niece from herself. It painted me as the enabler, hoarding grudges while she bravely intervened. Comments flooded. Gaslighting much? Team Elena. Lily read it aloud over breakfast, voice cracking on the assault line. She called me a slut? In print. I snatched her phone. Heart thudding. Block her. All of it. But blocking a ghost? Elena had tendrils everywhere. She friended Lily's theater friends on Insta, sliding into DMs with support for this strong girl caught in crossfire. One girl, Mia, The shy alto with the braces confided to Lily, "Your aunt says your mom's unstable." Like, hoarder level. Bullshit. But it spread. Whispers in the green room turning Lily's safe space toxic. She came home early from rehearsals, slamming her backpack on the counter. They think I'm drama. Because of her. Tears then. Hot and furious. The kind that soak hoodies. I held her, rocking like she was 5 again, promising, "We'll fix this." I swear. Fix how? My PI buddy, ex-cop named Rocco with a gut like a beer keg, dug deeper for a retainer I couldn't afford. What he unearthed chilled me. Elena's Florida fresh start funded by a GoFundMe, victim of family betrayal, raking $15,000 from pity porn donors. And the donors? Included Jack, my ex. $500 with a note. For old times. Flip, he'd always preferred her sparkle to my steel. I confronted him via FaceTime. His backdrop, a sun-drenched deck. Kids from wife number 2 splashing in a pool. You believe her? After everything? He shrugged, pixels blurring his guilt. She's hurting.
Lil. And yeah.
I remember the Coke thing. You never told me the full story. Lies he'd swallowed whole. Because Elena fed them gourmet. Rage crystallized then. The kind that sharpens decisions into blades. I could have gone nuclear. Mailed a full folder to her subscribers. Watch her empire crumble like stale cake.
But no.
Controversial pivot. Reconciliation. Public edition. I pitched it to the Cleveland scene as a follow-up. Sisters unite. From feud to forgiveness. They bit. Assigning a reporter named Tara. All sharp Bob and sharper questions. We staged it at the West Side Market again. Elena flying in economy. Her tan fading under fluorescent hum. The photo shoot was farce. Us arm in arm by the fish stalls. Lily forced smiling with a basket of apples. Tara's tape recorder whirred as Elena spun redemption yarn. Boundaries blurred. But love wins. I nodded, adding my lines. Family's messy, but worth the fight. Lily stayed silent, her grip on my waist bruising. Off record. As we packed up, Elena whispered, "Smart play?
Sis.
My donors eat this shit up." Her eyes? Cold mercury. No sister left. The piece dropped March 1st. Cover tease. Blood ties that bind or break? It polarized harder than the election cycle. Op-eds in the Plain Dealer calling it toxic forgiveness porn. Reddit threads dissecting. Who's the real villain? Lily's school buzzed. Kids high-fived her in halls. Your fam's famous. But the counselor pulled her for trauma check-ins, courtesy of Elena's preemptive email. Just concerned, Aunt.
Me?
The check-ins came internal. Nights staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin. Replaying Mom's last words. Protect each other. Girls. Or it'll eat you alive. Had I? Or fed the beast. Elena's next flip sealed the dread. April Fools. A prank post on her Substack. Psych. The reconciliation was PR. Lillian's still the liar. Attached. Scanned pages from my probation file. Redacted just enough to ID me. Views exploded. Job leads dried up. Clinics ghosting interviews. Whispers of that nurse with the record. Lily broke then. Not with tears, but fire.
Mom.
Sue her.
For real this time.
Make it hurt. Her eyes. So like Elena's in youth, storm gray. Unyielding. I hesitated. The lawyer's bill a specter. But nodded. Okay. Baby. War it is. We filed in Cuyahoga County. Defamation plus intentional infliction. seeking $50,000 to restore reputations. Discovery was a bloodletting. Elena's emails to Jack, painting me as unhinged. Always was. Venmo logs to fake witnesses. Even a draft script for a true crime podcast. Birthday betrayal. Shopping it to Spotify. Her lawyer moved to dismiss. Satire. Protected speech. But the judge, a no-nonsense black woman named Rivera, saw through. This ain't art. Counsel. It's malice. Summer sweltered in. Humidity turning Cleveland into a steam bath. Tempers fraying like old denim. Lily landed Sandy. Opening night a triumph, standing ovation. Her voice soaring over the auditorium like vindication. Elena sent roses backstage. Card. Proud auntie. Break a leg, figuratively. I trashed them. Thorns pricking my palm. Blood welling like omen. The deposition was the gut punch. Downtown courthouse. Air-conditioned chill raising gooseflesh under my blouse. Elena across the table. Composed in linen suit. Her lawyer a slick Yale type. Questions flew. MS. Hargrove. Did you fabricate the assault claim? Her pause. Theatrical blink.
I.
Exaggerated. Fear makes fools of us. Then my turn. Under oath. Why frame your sister in 2005? Her eyes met mine. Flip final and fatal. Because she let me. Always the martyr. Lillian. Taking blame to play hero. The room spun. Lily, waiting outside, heard the transcript leak. Court reporters are vultures and confronted me post-rehearsal. You let her? For what? I confessed over ice cream at Sokolowski's. The Polish diner with formica tables sticky from decades of pierogies. To keep us whole.
Lil.
She was spiraling, addicts, dealers. I thought one lie would save her. Lily's spoon clattered. And now, we're splintered.
Truth.
Raw as onions. Climax crested in July. Heat wave peaking at 95. The city a pressure cooker. Elena's podcast deal landed. Advance $10,000. Episodes dropping weekly. Episode 1. The Fall Girl, me recast as villain. Elena the survivor. Backlash crested. My temp gig axed me. Reputation risk. Jobless again. I cash mom's locket at a pawn shop. $300 for gas money. The polarizing play? Mediation. Judge ordered. Neutral ground at a law firm in Beechwood. Elena arrived buoyant. Checkbook out. Settle for $10K.
Sis.
Walkaway winners. Lily, now 18 and legal, insisted on attending. Her presence a silent gavel. We haggled, her dropping the pod, me retracting the suit. Handshakes all around, flashbulbs from a PD stringer. But as we filed out, Elena pulled me aside in the marble lobby. Voice low, one more thing. The will? Mom added that clause herself, disinherited you for abandoning family. I just witnessed. Lie or truth? Her smirk said checkmate. I drove home numb. Lily chattering about senior trip plans, oblivious. Twist landed that night. Anonymous envelope on the porch. Mom's original will. Notarized copy. Equal split, no addendum. Elena's forgery. Bold as brass. I could have stormed Florida. Torches blazing. Instead, I framed it. Hung it beside Lily's prom photo. Let Elena spin her tales. The truth's a quiet blade. Ending? Not happy. Not tragic, just American. Resilient rust. Lily off to NYU fall term. Me and a new gig at university hospitals. Probation a footnote in HR files. Elena's pod tanked after episode 3. Listeners smelled the grift. She texts sporadically. Miss you. I leave unread. Was mercy the win? Or cowardice? You tell me. Over backyard barbecues.
Me?
I'll toast to secrets unearthed, even if they scar. End of file 2. Word count 1008. Sister crashed my daughter's 17th birthday. Smashed her phone, then called the police on her. August baked Cleveland into submission. The asphalt shimmering like a bad mirage as I loaded Lily's dorm boxes into the Subaru, thrifted lamps. Fairy lights tangled like regrets. Her Sandy script dog-eared from 100 reads. NYU awaited. A subway rumble away from Broadway dreams. But the send-off felt hollow. Shadowed by Elena's ghost. Call every day. Mom, Lily bossed. Stacking Rubbermaids in the hatch. I laughed. Throat tight.
Twice.
Or I'll Uber down and crash your improv class. Hugs lingered. Her scent, vanilla shampoo and fresh starts, imprinting like a brand. Alone that night. The house echoed. Fridge humming solo in the kitchen vast as a stadium. I poured bourbon, Maker's Mark. Dad's Vice, from a jelly jar. Scrolling Elena's Substack revival. Forged paths, lessons from betrayal. Clickbait, therapy. Her face soft focus in headshots. Peddling ebooks on sibling sabotage. Comments? A cult forming. You're my spirit animal. Elena. I bookmarked. Not for hate. But ammo. Old habits. Work stabilized. University hospitals a beast of beeping monitors and midnight codes. My night shifts syncing with Lily's Eastern time zone calls. Mom. The city's insane saw Lin-Manuel at a deli. Her voice crackled with life. Chasing away the quiet. But Elena? She slithered back. Insidious as humidity. September equinox. A care package arrived at Lily's dorm, artisanal chocolates. A Broadway playbill sign, break legs. Love, Auntie. Lily forwarded the pic. Sweet. Right? Maybe she's changed. Doubt flickered. That treacherous flame. I replied. Maybe. Guard your heart. But privately. I messaged Elena direct, first in months. Nice gesture. Truce. Her reply pinged instant. Always.
Sis.
Coffee when you're in town. Flip 1. Olive branch extended. I bit. Because isolation's a slow poison. And who else knew the lullaby Mom hummed through chemo chills? October brought foliage riots, maples torching the parkways red as accusations, and my first solo trip to the city. Visiting weekend cover for the meet. We chose a midtown cafe. Exposed brick and overpriced lattes. Elena in boho chic. Caftan swirling like smoke signals. Hugs awkward. Her perfume cloying, Chanel no. 5. Mom's scent. You look good.
Lil.
Tired. But good. We dissected the war. Her pod flop too raw. Market soft. My promo to charge nurse. Karma's a nurse? Huh? Lily joined via Zoom from a study group. Waving pixelated. Auntie, don't corrupt Mom with city vices. Laughter flowed.
Tentative.
Then real, reminiscing Dad's polka parties. The time we TP'd the mean neighbor's Buick. For 2 hours. It felt mended. Fractures glazed over like old china. Elena even teared up. I pushed too far. The phone. The cops. Fear.
Lil.
Of losing you both to my mess. I squeezed her hand. Scars fading. Water under the bridge. But no more flips. Famous last words. November chill nipped heels as I flew home. Resolve thawing in the cabin pressure.
Then,
Thanksgiving Lily home. Train ticket thrift. Her stories a torrent. Subway serenades. Casting calls flopping into friendships forged. We hosted small. Rocco and his wife. Pyrgus from the market. Turkey brined in apple cider. No Elena invite, boundaries. I preached but she crashed virtual. FaceTiming mid-carve. Miss you turkeys. Save me a drumstick. Lily squealed. Passing the screen. Eyes smiled tight. Post-dinner. As plates cleared. She lingered. Real talk.
sis?
That will copy you found. Forgery's a felony. Drop it. Or I lawyer up again. The fork clattered. Lily's eyes widened from the sink. Flip 2. Blade unsheathed. What will? She demanded post-call. Elena disconnected mid-laugh. I spilled. The original document. Her addendum scam. Lily's face hardened. Sandy's fire reignited. She's playing you. Again.
But doubt?
It wormed. Because Elena followed with flowers, daisies. Mom's favorite and a voice note. Kidding. Paranoia from old fights. Love you. Polarizing pull. Trust the thaw. Or torch it. I chose middle ground. Controversial as ever. Shared the will scan with a neutral third. An estate lawyer from legal aid. Verdict. Legit. Emmis. Hargrove. Signatures match. But witness conflict. Your sister's beau had motive. Motive? Elena's old flame. The forger for hire type. She'd dated post-coke bust. Proof in emails Rocco unearthed. Handle the addendum.
Babe.
Lil won't notice. December dashed in. Snow devils dancing on windshields. Lily's winter break a whirlwind of cast parties and college crushes. Elena escalated. Her ebook launch party streamed live, me honored in the dedication. To Lillian. My mirror and foe. Thanks for the grit. Sales spiked. She Venmo'd $500 royalties share. I cashed it for Lily's flight home. Guilt a side dish to lax. Climax brewed slow. Then volcanic. New Year's Eve. Lily at a dorm bash. Me solo with Netflix and Negronis. When the call came, Elena. Slurring from a Keys bar crawl. Lil, it's bad.
I told them.
About the coke. Your record. To Jack. He knows it was mine. Breath hitching. Sobs real. Guilt eating me. Wanted you to hear from me. I froze. Screen blurring. Jack.
Why now?
Flip 3. Confession as grenade. Morning light filtered gray as I pieced it. Elena's rock bottom post. Viral again. Tagging Jack. Truth time.
Bro.
The fall was mine, Lil covered. Comments ward. Redemption queen. Versus. Too little. Too late. Jack emailed. WF? Call me. I did. From the hospital lounge. Codes blaring distant. Why drag him in? His voice. Weary. She says you're poisoning Lily against her. Thinks exposure levels the field. Poison?
Me?
Rage boiled. But Lily's text-tempered. Saw the post. Proud of you, Mom, for taking the hit. But end this. For real. Her words. Anchor in the storm. Controversial call 3. Confrontation. Final edition. I booked a red-eye to Miami. Landing in humidity that clung like lies. Elena's bungalow, stucco and palms, welcomed with tiki lights. Her in sundress. Hungover haze.
Sis.
Knew you'd come. No pleasantries. I thrust the lawyer's report. Forgery confirmed. Felony. Elena. 5 years if prosecuted. Her face crumpled. Then hardened, classic flip. And? You won't. Martyr blood. Remember? We paced the lanai. Gecko's chirping chorus. As she unloaded, the coke frame was survival, the will balance for her sacrifices, nights with Mom. Reading Faulkner aloud while I chased call lights. Lies layered. But crack showed. Tears for real losses. Dad's grave she tended alone. The polarizing precipice. Press charges. Watch her caged. Or forgive. Risk the cycle? Lily FaceTimed mid-rant. Mom? Do it. For us. But Elena knelt then. Grasping my hands. One chance. I'll confess. All of it. Podcast Mea Culpa. Restitution check for Lily's tuition. Vulnerability raw. Her eyes mirrors of my own, scared sisters.
Still.
I wavered. The air thick with salt and sorrow. Twist whispered in the conch breeze. Her phone buzzed. Screen lighting Jack's name. Voicemail played accidental. Babe. She's coming. Stick to the script. Get her to drop it. Then we countersue for harassment. Babe? Jack and Elena? The affair. Reignited post-divorce. Him funding her fresh start. Betrayal double-barreled. Gut shot. She scrambled. Misunderstanding. But I was out. Uber to the airport. Tears hot on cheeks. No charges too tainted, but the leak? I emailed the report to her publisher. Anonymous. Check the authoress's creds. Ending fractured. By tragic. Elena's ebook yanked. Her Substack suspended for deceptive practices. Jack. Radio silence. Lily's uncle no more. She thrives in New York. Callbacks stacking like poker chips.
Me?
Back in Cleveland. Shifts blending into one long code blue. Bourbon rarer but sleep fractured. Was the mercy mine? Or hers? The twist, lovers in the wings, sparks barstool debates. Karma's kiss. Or cruelty's curveball. Raise a glass to gray. America. No winners. Just survivors. Scarred and spinning. Spring 2026 thawed the ice in my veins. Cherry blossoms rioting pink along the Cuyahoga as Lily's freshman year crescendoed. Callback for a off-Broadway ensemble. Her voice memos belting show tunes that echoed through my empty nest. Mom. It's happening, she'd crow. Pixels glowing on late-night calls. I'd beam. Pride swelling like yeast and dough. But the undercurrent? Elena's silence. A vacuum sucking at old wounds. No texts. No cards, just a ghosted Substack. Domain expired like bad milk. Work armored me. The hospital a rhythm of 4 drips and dawn breakouts. My charge nurse badge a talisman against the past. Colleagues knew the headlines, gossip mill grinds fine, but respect earned quieted tongues. Rocco treated me to Pyrrhus at the diner. His gruff. You dodged a bullet.
Lil.
Bullets got ricochet. Maybe. But bullets leave holes. The flip resurfaced Memorial Day. Mailbox yielding a manila envelope, no stamp. Hand-delivered. Elena's handwriting. Shaky as Mom's late scrawl. Inside. A thumb drive and letter. Play it. Then decide.
E.
Curiosity. That cat killer.
1.
Laptop whirring in the dim living room. File opened, a video. Timestamped April. Her bungalow lanai. Solo confession to camera. I stole your life. Lillian, she started. Face gaunt. Hair unbrushed. The coke? My dealer's setup, I planted it. Watched you fall. The will? Forged in panic. After Mom whispered she'd cut me for the OD scare. Jack? A mistake. Post-divorce comfort. But the party? That was fear. Lily's photos mirrored me at 17. Wild.
Lost.
I saw my ruin in her. Lashed to save you both. Tears tracked. Unscripted. I'm broke.
Sis.
Publisher sued for fraud. This is my last play. Mail it to the scene if you want. Or delete. Forgive? Your call. Video ended. Black screen staring back like judgment.
Delete?
Tempting. The clean erase. Mail? Vengeance served cold. Polarizing precipice again. I forwarded to Tara. The reporter. With note. Full circle?
She bit.
Follow-up brewing. Confession or con? Summer solstice baked the doubt. Lily home for break. Interning at Playwright's Horizons. Her energy a whirlwind vacuuming cobwebs. We hiked the Cuyahoga Valley. Trails mud-slick underfoot. Her arm linked mine.
Mom.
The drive?
Spill.
I did. Over trail mix and Gatorade. Her reaction firecracker. She's conning again. Play victim. Hook sympathy. But her eyes softened. Or. Real. Like you with the bust. Second chances. Controversial crossroads. 4. Visit. I drove south. Keys jangling like chains. Crossing state lines into palm sweat and regret. Elena's bungalow sagged. Yard weeds knee-high. Tiki lights dark as dead stars. She answered in moo-moo. Hollow-cheeked. The flask peeking from pocket. You came. No hug. Just porch rockers creaking under us. Gulf air heavy with unspoken. We talked circles. Her eviction notice taped to fridge. Gig waitressing at a tourist trap. Jack's ghosting post-exposure. He called it too messy, she snorted. Swig bitter. Like I'm not. My probe. The video, truth? Her nod slow. All of it. Therapy's a bitch. Court mandated after the fraud plea. Plea? She spilled. Misdemeanor. Probation. Restitution to donors. Your leak did that. Fair play. Dusk bled purple as confessions deepened. The real twist. Buried deeper than Will's. Mom's cancer? Elena's fault. Partial. I pushed the smokes, she whispered. Rocking frantic. Said it, eased the pain. Docs warned. But I smuggled packs. Guilt's why I favored in the will. Thought I owed her. Liar load. Mom's chart. I'd seen it, lung mets from years of Pall Malls. But the guilt? It humanized. Ugly as sin. Night fell. Fireflies winking like lies. Why now? I pressed. Her flip. Soft. Lily's text. After the pod drop. You're poison. But family's forever. Hit hard. Lily? She'd messaged solo. Bridge builder in secret. My girl. Weaving nets where I'd cast spears. Decision dawn, no cops. No headlines. Instead, help yourself. Elena. But touch my kid again. Threat hung. Unspoken. She nodded. Tears salting the rail. Drive home blurred. Ohio plains stretching like absolution. Fall foliage framed Lily's sophomore hall, lead in a workshop. Buzz building. Elena? Spotty check-ins. Sober chip pick. Job promo to bartender. Thanksgiving. Tentative invite, neutral ground. Parma diner. We showed. Lily. Elena in thrift wool. Plates steamed cabbage rolls. Kielbasa, tension thick as gravy. Talk tiptoed. Lily's play. Auntie. Come see. Elena's AA meetings one day at a time. No deep dives. Just surface thaw. Climax crested Christmas. Elena's gift a locket. Mom's original. Pawn redeemed. Yours always.
Note read.
Lily's eyes misted opening it, mine burned. Jack's card arrived separate. Apology scrawl. $1,000 check for Lily's fund. Ignored. The final twist? New Year's. Elena's relapse post. Bar fight. DUI dodge. Her call at 3 a.m. Lil? Don't let them take me like you did. Slurring. Siren's background. I hung up, dialing her sponsor instead. Morning. She checked in patient. 30-day hold.
Ending?
Gray as eerie fog, happy in patches. Tragic in threads. Lily tours off Broadway by summer 27. Elena out by spring. Sponsoring newbies.
Me?
Promoted to supervisor. Records sealed full after appeals. We text holidays. Visits rare, diner brunches. No overnights. Was the cycle broken? Or just paused? The debate. Forgiveness fool's gold. Or Grace's gamble. Over diner coffee. America. You argue. I'll sip slow. Watch the snow fall. Sisters still flawed. Fighting. Forever tied.